Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Yahweh being the true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai being the name for His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. Honor your double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, the time of His truth and rule well, and salutations to you, hopeful elect, pursuing His truth in all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh Saab, coming to know us the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. This is an article from CBS News, and it's titled, Trump says he would mobilize military to distribute coronavirus vaccine when it's ready. All right, so this lesson is going through the spirit, giving you updates on times and events and things that's happening around you within this world, things that you should be paying attention to. This thing is getting very real. Things are increasing every day as far as the tensions and the terrors and the horrors of things that's going to come upon you people. The new norm is not going to be, the same thing what you normally thought it was. Life is never going to be the same anymore. We're experiencing a shift in the time periods that we're living in as far as being in the last days. And we're experiencing a shift as far as what the life you people are accustomed to. Ultimately, hey, the Lord's destruction is on its way. And he's basically, he's judging the world. Esau right now, he's losing his power on his grip upon the control of the world, and the nation of Israel, the Israelites, will soon be risen to power via the Lord's return. He's going to take his chosen people, his elect, which are the Hebrew Israelites of the Bible, which today is a vast majority of so-called Black, Latino, and Native American people. He's going to raise them up and put them in their rightful rulership upon the earth. Those are actually God's chosen people that was led out of Egypt all those thousands of years ago with Moses in the splitting of the sea. Okay, and the apple of the Most High's eye has been put in slavery and chains, has been raped, robbed, pillaged, and land has been stolen from them. And it's been going on for, thousands upon years, thousands of years at this point. And the amount of sin and wickedness that has increased upon the earth, the Lord is not happy with. So this is why we're seeing all this crazy stuff going on. If you're wondering what's going on, that's what's happening, man. The Lord's on his way back, and he's judging the earth. And the wicked that are in rule right now, they're losing their grip. Okay? So now you have something that's getting ready to come pretty soon. It's something called martial law. And the stage is being set up for that. And what's going to coincide with martial law is you're going to have something called the RFID microchip implant be made mandatory to take, which is the biblical mark of the beast within the scriptures. All right, and they're going to use the justification for forcing this upon you people under the mask of COVID-19. All right, now what we're seeing here is basically the stage being set for that. Now you're seeing the military that Trump said he's ready to mobilize. Now look what also is taking place. It says Washington governor to residents, COVID test deniers will not be allowed to leave home to get groceries. Okay, so if you don't do anything and everything they tell you to do under the justification of COVID, they can basically do what they want with you. And pretty soon it's going to come to, hey, look, we need to make mandatory vaccines. All right. And then they're going to say we need to track who has the vaccine and who doesn't. And they're going to come up with the tracking system. And it's going to be the RFID microchip implant, which is the mark of the beast. And they're ready to mobilize the military to enforce this. These things have been already written in law, decades ago. Right underneath you people's noses. Most of it actually was written down during the Obama administration. This is the reality. This is the world that you're living in. Okay? And I'm going to read this precept here. This is Revelation 12:12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. The devil that's in rulership, Satan's physical counterpart is Esau, the biblical Edomites of the Bible. Now, the biblical Edomites of the Bible today are the people that are the same people that was in charge of the great Roman Empire. All right, and those are the Edomites, are basically the so-called white people today. Okay, they're a nation of they're Jacob's basically an evil twin brother. You have Jacob, and under the seed of Jacob, you got so-called Black, Latino, and Native American people. They fit the prophetic biblical curses found in Deuteronomy 28th chapter. You can find that heritage within the Bible. Every nationality upon the earth, they have a biblical heritage that's written up within the scriptures. The Lord said a division amongst the people around the earth, and He said that the ones that He always delivered and saved and chose were the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, now the ones that is going to be that have that great wrath come down upon them. The Israelites are going to have that great wrath come down upon them. It's going to be the Edomites that's going to come down with that wrath, and that's American government, their military. Hey, they're prepping to do exactly that, and it's been done before and throughout history. This is 2 Esdras 15:19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. Once they shut the government down, the dollar is no longer going to have its value. You're going to have a regular dollar bill that's going to be worth less than a penny, and you're not going to be able to buy a loaf of bread. Then that's when you're going to have basically the purge from the movie The Purge type scenarios that's going to be taking place everywhere. But it's going to be like that permanently. Okay, and on top of that, you're going to have wars, man. Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and His glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him. So the enemy is going to come in like a flood. It's basically like your SWAT team invasions in the houses. All right, now the Lord's chosen the one that He loves, that He's going to protect. There's a hopeful elect, 144,000 men and their respective families, and the men and the women that support those individuals. The Lord is going to lift up a standard against the wicked, the evil. So when them SWAT teams and the military troops coming, invading the homes, some of those people will be given the spiritual powers, and miracles will happen. Just like in the accounts of Samson, when he got superhuman strength, they'll get abilities like that to be able to defeat and overcome them. Or they may the Lord may put a spiritual cloak and put His angels to where the people that invade their homes just don't see don't see you standing right in front of them. He'll make you like invisible to them. You won't be able to see them, and they'll be like escape. Or He may send an angel to come and say, hey, you need to leave right now, and they'll leave the house right before they come to do the invasion. Or they may just get taken up into a cloud, with a chariot of the Lord, which is so-called UFOs today. That's how that standard is going to be lifted up. Okay, a lot of different things will take place. Now, martial law. I'm going to read the definition of it. Definition of martial law: the law applied in an occupied territory by the military authority of occupying power. A law administered by military forces that is invoked by government in an emergency when the civilian law enforcement agencies are unable to maintain public order and safety. Your regular police officers are not going to be able to control these people when there's time periods where a loaf of bread is going to become worth $500. People are going to be in an uproar and get upset. You already got people protesting and rioting just from the stay-at-home orders because they know a lot of it's bullshit. They know a lot of this COVID stuff a lot of it is fabricated. They're fudging a lot of the numbers. What they're doing is they're basically taking all forms of things that people have been killed over, all forms of diseases and ailments and illnesses, and they're categorizing it and changing it under the title of COVID-19 when everyone's not really dying of COVID-19. You have people dying of natural causes of heart attacks, and they're saying they're switching the death certificates and everything, saying that they died from COVID-19. The numbers aren't realistic. And they're doing so also because the doctors are getting paid to treat COVID-19 patients more, and hospitals are getting more money for treating COVID-19 patients. So, of course, they're going to fudge the numbers and switch the titles over. It's all part of an agenda to enter into a total police state to control the people. And they're using it with fear, too. Once they put the fear in people, then they support everything the government does because they think that the government's there to protect them, and it's not. So they're like coming with another wave of stimulus checks and things in place to get people to trust this power even more, when they're doing nothing but setting you people up for a complete takeover and take all your rights away. Force a freaking device into your hand and your brain, which is a medical device. It's a little chip, a microchip. They want to put in your hand to replace all your phones and your credit cards. That's how powerful the technology is. And they're going to put one in your brain too, for mind-to-mind communication. ability to search the internet, ability to track you and know your thoughts, control your every action and moves. And when it comes time for the draft, hey, they don't have a hard time coming to find you at all. You know? And all this stuff is in the Bible. That chip I'm talking about is the mark of the beast. But that's what martial law is. So now you see the stage is being set for that. This is 2 Esdras 16, verse 72. It says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Right? So taking away their goods is basically the same thing. Saying, hey, you can't go to the grocery store unless you take this vaccine. Well, it's going to go from vaccine to chip. All right? This is 2 Esdras 16:31. "Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword." You know, your houses are going to be searched with the sword from people pilgriming and, you know, just going from city, houses to houses, being homeless, losing their homes, and, you know, in the riots, explosion, you know, government foreclosing and taking their homes, the banks, you know, taking over everything because nobody's going to be able to pay their mortgage bills anymore because, hey, if you don't have that RFID microchip in your hand, you can't buy or sell. And if you do get it in your hand, hey, guess what? They're going to treat it just the same way they're doing money right now. They're going to shut it down to the word even the digital currency is going to lose its value. So you just set yourself up for all the way failure. You're going to have to do certain things to allow them to let you get funds onto that chip. The 2 Esdras 16:21. "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." All right, so right now, the victual is talking about how cheap it is to buy stuff. You got 4K TVs, 70-inch TVs you can buy for like $200 right now. You know, you got some food items you're getting on sales. You go to Walmart, you're gonna see all kind of crazy deals and sales. Shop online, everything's cheap right now. Look at the automobiles. I was driving to Hy-Vee the other day, and I seen Jake, you know, a straight, you know, bum ass nigga driving like a really expensive ass BMW that should normally cost like $80,000. You know, people getting cars and stuff dirt cheap right now. Dude, you tell dude wasn't about nothing, man. Smoking weed, pants hanging off the ground. He dude was probably, you know, selling dope or whatever. But Jake right now thinks themselves to be in good case. They're getting these little stimulus checks, and now the stimulus checks have been increased that they want to push out. They're saying now that the stimulus checks that they're going to release is they're going to give $1,200, you know, per child in the household, and another $1,200 per adult that claim taxes. So it's just like, you know, niggas gonna get that stuff and it's gonna go to their mind. They're gonna think that everything's okay. They're gonna think, oh, God got me. God got me. See, I'm still good. I'm still eating. You know, hey, I got money. And buying food and think the Lord looking out for them, not knowing you're just being set up right now. Because once all that is gone, and it's gonna be gone at one time, you're not gonna have no type of survival skills whatsoever. The scriptures say the Lord's hopeful elect, you know, shall flee and dwell safely in the wood. And his servants shall eat and rejoice and not be ashamed. In that time period, all bricks loose, you got, you know, soldiers in your streets shooting people dead. And you people ain't gonna know what to do with that. You ain't built for nothing like that, man. All that little hood shit, gang shit you niggas think you grew up with, you're not ready for what's getting ready to come. The reality of shit that goes on, like that movie The Purge, it ain't gonna be no cakewalk. You ain't gonna have no super drug dealing nigga that's gonna be just saving the fucking day. It's not gonna work like that. That type of protection is gonna belong to the men of the Lord that's been laboring, teaching this truth, that's been living right. You people that have been living wickedly, all you do is smoke weed. You commit adultery. You popping other dudes' women. You women keep cheating on your men, going from man to man to man, not picking up your scriptures, not learning anything about the Lord, not humbling yourself, not repenting, not coming to the knowledge of being a Hebrew Israelite and what that entitles. Have no concern about keeping the commandments. You don't even want to know or learn what's going on around you. You just want to soak up of what type of stimulus check you're going to get to go buy another bag of weed, or go to grocery stores, or go see how much sex you can go have. You people have no idea what's going on in the world, man. You think yourselves to be in good case, but the evils are growing upon the earth all around you. Famines is coming. There's so many news articles on starvations. Look at this, man. This is an article from RT News, right? It says 2020 is like Hunger Games. Italians shocked as earthquake hits Rome week after COVID-19 lockdown relaxed. You got earthquakes happen. You just had an earthquake, a 6.4 earthquake that hit Nevada today, man. These are the things that's happening upon the earth right now. And you got countries already saying that a famine is approaching. Starvations are coming. The economy has been ransacked by this shutdown. You can't get too comfortable and think yourself to be in good case. You know, this is Second Esdras 16th chapter. Let's go down here. Okay, cool. Let's start at verse 40. All right. 2 Esdras 16 and 40. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle. And then those evils be as pilgrims upon the earth. Are you ready to go from, and be on the move, man? Do you have the knowledge of how to start a fire? You have knowledge of knowing what type of herbs to eat in the wilderness. How to make a tent, how to put a tent up, man. How to boil water, and use different type of techniques and stuff to get different items that you can use to cook food in, besides just having a pot, a pan, or skillet, or a stove. You have knowledge to do all that stuff, man. Are you able to be a pilgrim? A lot of you people, the answer is no. You're accustomed to going to a grocery store and coming to a house or apartment and kicking it with your niggas. It says make you ready to thy battle. There's a lot of stuff that's going to go on. You people are going to be coming in and kicking your door. And that pistol you got is only going to go so far. Because guess what? Ammunition is going to become scarce. You may be all right to take a couple people out, but hey, what are you going to do when that's gone? You got enough hands to be able to survive? You know how to use a weapon? Staff, whatever it may be? Ultimately, do you have the Lord that's going to be able to protect you? Have you been living so wicked that the Lord ain't going to have your back in that time? A lot of you got kids. It says, he that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose. So you can't put your heart on all this stuff you buying that's for dirt cheap. You ready to let all that go? He that occupieth merchandise, as he that hath no profit by it. He that buildeth, as he shall not dwell therein. So all these things you getting right now, is that going to your head? Do you think God got you just because you getting all this shit right now? Are you ready to lose all of it? You got to be mentally built for that, man. He that soweth as if he should not reap. He also that planteth in the vineyard, as he shall not gather the grapes. So you doomsday preppers, you ain't in the right mentality, because a lot of you prepping to stay put. You prepping to think you're going to be in one spot. And it's not going to be the mentality. Men of the Lord, hey, you got to be ready to be on the move, on the go. Leave your home and be out of there. Don't look back. You can't be in the mentality that you're going to stock up. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with, getting a little bit of prep for. There's stages to the shit that goes on. For a minute, you might be staying put. For a minute, food's going to go up expensive. And you're not going to be able to go to the store, but you can buy stuff now. There's nothing wrong with that, getting some more extra rice and canned goods, to go through the first wave of it. But eventually, you're going to have to leave all of that alone. You may be growing your own fruits and vegetables and stuff. You ain't going to be there to be able to till your own ground and grow your own stuff. Whatever home you're living in, that's government property. You got to pay taxes on that land, taxes on that house. You may own a house. You still got to pay taxes on it. If you don't take the chip, you can't pay no taxes. They're coming to take your shit. It says, verse 44, it says, they that marry as they shall not get no children, and they that marry as the widowers. Okay, so a lot of you women that's seeking to go get these dudes, these niggas, man, hey, if they ain't men of the Lord, they'll get drafted to the war, or they're going to just straight up get shot dead by one of these troops, these martial law troops. You get married, don't be in the mentality you're about to go have a bunch of kids. You really want a child, a screaming baby child to suffer when you're on a move like that? And you got to try to cover that baby's mouth so you don't get caught or have a robber or a thief hearing you, a gang of marauders that's coming to kill you and take your goods. You really want children in that time period, an infant? Man, no, don't be in the mentality of doing that right now. And therefore, they that labor in vain. So you labor right now. You got good jobs. Some of you got stay-at-home jobs. That's all in vain. That's going to be done away with. It says, for strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. Okay? It's talking about these troops, man. The government coming in. UN troops. They're going to have UN stamped on their uniforms and helmets. And it says, strangers shall reap their fruits. They're going to take all that food you got, spoil your goods, overthrow their houses, and take their children captives. Take your kids from you, saying, hey, look, you ain't been taking your kid to this school system to get vaccinated with the COVID. We're coming for your children. It says, for in captivity and famine shall they get children. So you'll be in a FEMA camp, which is a modern-day concentration camp. And you're going to have women in there giving birth. And they're going to be murdering those kids and those people in the masses, beheading them, working them to death for the war. And they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith Yahweh. So the Lord is still going to see all that wickedness, and he's not going to wink his eye on all that. When he comes back, he's going to be even more furious. These are the times we're living in, people. This is the stuff that's to come. This is the horrors, the things that are getting ready to take place right before your very eyes, man. So with that, I'm going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson's edifying. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of great millstone, the time of truth and will well. And salutations to you, hopeful like pushing this truth in all honesty and sincerity. Shalom.